Wendy Williams did not hold back today at her show when it came to why she thinks Nicki Minaj should have never married Kenneth Petty. Let's check it out.
You should have never married him. Because now you've ruined everything about what your brand could be again. You're never going to stand a chance when you're with a man who pulls a knife at rape point. You know, and you're never going to stay a molester, a registered sex offender who wasn't even, you're never going to stand a chance with John Q. Public.
Now, yesterday, TMZ announced that Kenneth officially registered as a sex offender. Was Wendy Williams right, and will this affect Nicki's brand? What do y'all think?
I personally feel like at the end of the day, she is also a woman, but at the end of the day, he is his own person, and the fact like it's bringing up now, like this has been happening, you get what I'm saying? Now he has to register in a different state. Like she already knew that, she knew what she was doing at the end of the day. But for her brand more so, I feel like, you know, Nicki, she's the queen, so I don't really
Do you think that's queen-like though?
I mean, everyone has their own skeleton, so everybody hasn't picked the right person. So, you know, if it's made for each other, then, you know.
What do you think, Nancy?
I feel like you can't help who you love. And then the beauty of being a queen like she is that when you have so much power, you can choose whoever you love. She doesn't have to marry a king or have to be with someone super perfect. She's made it so much in her career that she could choose any person that gives her battles because she can handle it. And I think that it's not the best choice for most people, her fans, but for her, if that's what her heart wants, I mean, who are we to judge? So.
Wow, okay. What do you think?
I agree, because this isn't anything that she walked into blind. She knew this. He was registered in what, New York? So this wasn't anything. This was a re-register. And this was something that she took on and said, this is the person that I'm going to marry. This is what we're going to fight together. Whatever that is. I don't know the full story, the true story, or whatever comes with that, but that's that woman's husband.
You ladies are very understanding.
That's not my, I think that's her life. You know,
are we being politically correct because it's Nicki Minaj? Because, like, listen, and out loud, we keep it 100.
Of course.
I'm going to speak. I think of course it's going to ruin her brand. Yes, you can choose. You can pick. You can love whoever you want. But are you also then immune to criticism?
But at the same time, though, like her brother was accused of
her brother was
evicted. So it's like she's not, you know, so far away from the drama already.
Would you guys be able to date and then marry someone who's a registered sex offender?
No, because I'm not Nicki Minaj.
But you're you, though. but you're you.
I am me, but the thing is, I do feel it comes with when you're on this pedestal and they have this power, there's so many things that are more acceptable for you to do because it's like, you are who you are. But I think the average person, you're going to think about, I can't bring you home to my mom. Those things are more concerning when it's a smaller world. But her world is so unreal anyway.
Don't you think it's multiplied, though, being as big of a name she is?
That's true.
Look at all the little girls that look up to her. And listen, I'm just playing devil's advocate because I think we need to have an honest conversation. I don't like how I feel like in society now, we can't say what we really feel a lot of times for fear of what the backlash is going to be. And we bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? We let it slide because, well, everyone should do what they want to do. Yeah, okay, that's true. But we can also have an opinion on it. I think Nicki Minaj is an amazing talent. An amazing talent. Like, when you get that girl in the booth, that woman in the booth, she is fantastic. But some of the antics outside of the booth, I think, are hurting her career right now. You can't say that she's at the top of the game right now.
Well, her career is kind of already falling, which is why she's like doing these things. No offense to her, but like there's new people, Cardi B, all these people.
She had mental health going on.
She had a great run. Let's be clear. She had like a 10-year run with nobody else.
She has to know that this is affecting her career. Right. This is not the first strike that's gone against her where everyone has something to say about it. So I don't think she's going into it like, oh, everybody's gonna love me after I've taken him in and built him up.
Like she doesn't care anymore. Basically.
Yeah, I think this is almost like I'm gonna just live my life thing. Not condoning any of that behavior, if that is the story.
Do you guys know what the charges were? What he's accused of?
He was like 17-year-old. She was 17 and he was 18. And I heard one of my colleagues right here having a previous experience with a person that she knew in the past that was falsely accused of something, convicted, but it turned out to not be true.
From the same victim?
Of the same, yes.
Wow.
And so, like, there's different stories. So it's like, until we can understand that specific story, we don't really know what really happened, but to just, okay, well, let's just point the finger because it is what it is.
I think what I would probably do if I was her, and I'm not giving her advice because, I mean, it's her life, if it's something like that, like when you explain it like that, it makes it a lot more understandable, right? A 17 and a 16-year-old, an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. That's like, doesn't seem as creepy as hearing sex offender, molestation, rape.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like as the one that's in the public eye more, you almost have to like, you kind of have to do something to protect your loved one, right?
That's true.
But listen, I know what y'all gonna think, and I don't have to do this, but to stop further embarrassment, because look, it's on Wendy Williams, now it's on here, it's all on the blogs, and you're the one that is savvy with the media. You know what you signed up for, but your husband really didn't sign up for that.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Like, I feel like in my relationship, I'm extra protective of him because I know the deal. So if he gets embarrassed, it's kind of like I have to kind of like jump in there, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree with that. That would be my take on it. But.
Because honestly, I've never heard it broken down to the ages and all that, and I haven't looked into it because I'm 46 years old. And I'm not a barb. But I, of course, respect what she's done in her career.
Yeah.
But when you hear this, it's like, you gotta say something.
Yeah.
You do,
Definitely.
but I think that initially when I did hear it, it was like, okay, well, let me look it up and let me just get more details and let's see what the real story is. But then again, we still don't know the full thing.
You're
So
right.
you know what? Maybe this is something that she's discussed with her husband.
Right.
Because surface, I would obviously say no.
Right.
I seen sex offender. I said, she's messing with kids. Like, what you doing, baby girl?
Those headlines are everything.
And, and in his defense, because like I said, you gotta talk about both sides. I remember meeting a guy that told me that he was with someone that gave him false ID. He had sex with her, brother found out about it, and then went after him for, you know, statutory rape. And this guy has to wear a bracelet now for like a long time. Wow. And the way he explained it, I was like, well, that doesn't sound the same as someone that's molesting kids.
Yeah.
But it all goes into that same classification. People still don't do the research to find out what it is, because one of my friends were falsely accused. And later on, we thought it was this big thing, and we were, of course, defending her.
Yeah.
And then later on, she said, I was just embarrassed.
Wow.
And it was a lie. And so, but that, you can't go and retract that thing.
Yeah.
So there's four young black men who were affected by that, who now have that on their record for umpteen years.
And people use that as a weapon all the time.
Exactly. So again, now if that is a victim, then there's no, you know, again, no condoning that.
Exactly.
But things do happen, and you need to have the full story before you
condemn
somebody in that.
We have an audience question. What's your name?
Hi, Sonia. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
It's more of a comment, and it's I actually kind of agree with Wendy Williams that Nicki Minaj might want to be careful, especially in this time we have the Me Too movement is on full, the train is going. So just maybe for Nicki Minaj, who I'm also a fan of too, to, you know, be a little bit more careful. It's her husband though, so I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted at the same time because you should also stand by your husband,
I can see how it would be difficult for her,
Right.
right? Yeah. Like, it's like on one hand, you're like, do I have to live for everybody else? But then it's like, well, it is your world though. And you make money off people liking you and buying into your brand.
Yeah.
So maybe there's, I don't know what you can do for that.
So tricky.
That's the conundrum, right? That it's her husband. And I think Nicki Minaj is very pro-woman, right? And I think she would support anyone who says, I'm a victim or survivor of assault, right? But again, when it's close to home, it's kind of hurtful. And back to the point of Wendy Williams even bringing it up, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, Wendy, come on, let's let the sister work this out with her husband before you put her on full blast. And even for the victim too, because now people are going to look her up because it was on the show.
Maybe Wendy can, you know, if she's about that, you know, life with as far as like being open to other women and letting the truth come out, maybe invite her on the show so she can have the platform to properly get into it. Maybe the both of them.
Yeah.
Instead of us just like, you know,
contemplating.
Right, us having our conversations and our, you know, in the salons or the barbershop, what it could be, and let's hear what it really was.
Right.
That could be a way for them both to, you know, squash their beef and kind of get the truth out. Thank you so much for your comment.
Thank you.